You've got
Aloha,
old
everybody.
analog.
I'm Leigh Kadooka. For joining me today. Today, I am truly honored, as I always am, when I have guests on my show. Today, I've got Philip Griffith, and I'm not saying his city name. You see it in his background because you know what? I'm going to screw it up. So he says Columbus, Ohio. So I'm going to go with Columbus, Ohio. And he is a certified photo manager. So maybe you could give us a little description of what a certified photo manager means. We got some very important things to discuss. Is your free course on the Great Discovery, and we'll get into that after you finish here.
Being a photo manager means I help people manage their photo collection. We've got prints, slides, videos, all that kind of stuff. I help them actually get them off their phones back into their lives and really help them curate down to find what are the best photos that really tell their story. So they're passing on to their children, to their grandchildren, and thinking even further down into great grandchildren. They want they want to know the story of who you are. And our pictures are where our memories are.
Mhm.
And they tell a lot of our story. Yep.
What got you interested in doing this? I don't think it's work. I think it's,
Storytelling.
if you think about it, it can be pretty joyful for the person. So, do you train people or show people what to do, or are you doing everything and putting it together and then
So I actually offer both. And that's one of the reasons I started the course on the Great Discovery and got involved with the Great Discovery was because I wanted to give people an option to do it themselves, to train them how to do it. It's not rocket science. It takes time and people just don't have enough or they don't feel like they can take the time to do it. And often when you're looking at your photo, what can take me a second or two is going to take you minutes, an hour, because they're memories. And so you start going down memory lane and you get distracted. Whereas I'm detached from your photo. So if I'm doing it for you, yes, it takes time, but I can be much faster than you can. And some people say, here's everything, you do it for me, hand me back a very nice, neat, concise photo book, slide, organized, printed and digital images. Other people are like, can you help me do it? Do it with me. And then there are people who just want to know, so how do I do this? Because I think I've got time, let me do it myself. And that's why I've started doing the course. How I got started was both my boys are adopted, and I was making their life books, which is their story from birth through adopt and then beyond into life with our family. I realized that all those kinds of things, all those things true with photo and story for every child who are adopted me, and why wouldn't I do in terms of family bonding? I actually started helping other adopted families make their life book. And then people said, can you just do this for me?
Mahalo for opening your heart and your home adopted children, because they, for lack of a better word, sometimes get forgotten. So thank you so much for that. So let's talk about it's a free course that you've got on Discovery, and it's called From Chaos to Keeps Transmit Digital Photo Clutter and Cherished Family Keepsake. Wow, that's an awesome, nice title. Give me a couple of ideas as to a person will learn by taking this course.
Sure.
And do you have paid course on the platform as well?
I am still developing those.
Okay.
I started with this free course because there are three questions I get a lot. And so I address those three questions with this free course. And I don't go into real great depth, but I feel I want to offer people a start point and at least some information that where they can start to do something with their photo. And the first is people are just overwhelmed. And so how do they deal with all the photos on their phone and all their digital collect? And so I talk about how to gather them all in one place, how to start get them in the questions you can ask in terms of you can organize. So there are some things you can do even on your phone to start going calling down and saying what are the really the best duplicate. The other question I get a lot is, so what do I do with my photos? I've got all these digital, but I never look at them. And so I talk about some things you can do to actually get them back into your life and enjoy them and really engage with your photos and your memories. And the third question that a lot of people have is, I want to share my photos and I want to share those memories with family and friends, but they realize that sharing them on social media means they're out in the internet and they're gone. You have no control over them. You've even texting a picture to a friend or a family member, you've lost control of that picture. So I talk about and have a PDF that lists a number of different paid online resources where you can share your photos with specific people that you choose, and you can still control what they can do with those photos. So those are the three areas that I talk about in the course. And again, it's an introduction to getting organized, but organized isn't the goal. The goal is to get them back into your life, tell your story, and be able to share them and have those conversations with your friends and family while you're looking at either a photo book or a slideshow, or there's a number of different ways you can enjoy your photos. And that's what I want to help people do, is actually really enjoy them.
So, have you heard of creative memories?
I was a creative memories consultant. That's how I got started. So
Okay. So, how
I
does
started,
that, I'm sorry, differ from what you're doing? Or is there
so
a difference?
yes and no. When I was doing creative memories, I was selling products for people to do it themselves.
Mhm.
And it was geared mainly to the physical printed photo. They were starting to get into the digital. But and that's really where I was headed, because most of my clients really wanted to deal with digital. That's what they were taking. That's how they wanted to do things. You can see it behind me, some of the books that I've made for both myself and other clients. But then they went bankrupt,
Oh,
and they've come back, but they focused only on the printed photo
okay.
and photo album, their core business from before. And as a creative members consultant, I was told, you don't do it for people, you just sell them the stuff so that they can do it. And I realized there are a lot of people who just don't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they also don't feel like they have the eye, the design. My wife, Susan, works with me. She's got 25 years of design experience.
Wow.
She creates the books and anything that's going to be printed, the posters and all, anything that's printed, she's designing that. And she's got 25 years of design experience. So that's, again, the difference between doing it yourself versus having a photo manager do it for you. You're we bring some experience, and we also bring some additional skill in terms of software and computer technology. That is it available to the average person? Yes. Some of it not, because we tend to use programs that professional photographers and other
Uh-huh.
professionals in the industry use.
Well, we're almost at my end of my podcast. Are there any last words you want to share before we close off?
Photos are always important, but they're never urgent until it's too late. Don't let your memories die because you waited until it was too late, until the people who knew who was in the photos and why they were taken die, and you lose those stories, or you just don't take enough time in order to get things done when you're celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or a
Cool.
big life event.
Cool. Plenty for sharing these thoughts, because these are very great thoughts that we need to be aware of. So thank you so much. Mahalo, and I'll look for you in the digital world.